Can you beat Fallot New Vegas only using the Gobi Campaign Scout rifle? First, let's look over the rules. First, I can only damage enemies using the Gobi Campaign Scout rifle. Second rule is I cannot have any of my companions attack any enemies. After waking up at Doc Mitchell's house, I built a generic character. For special stats, I went with high agility so I get more action points and VATs and increasing starting amount for guns and sneak skills. High luck for getting perks and getting extra critical chance. I chose guns, lockpick, and speech for my tag perks. Speech because at the start of the game I won't have a weapon, so this will be an easy way for me to get XP and talk to people out of fighting. For my traits, I chose built to destroy for better critical chance, the condition where it won't affect too much on the run, and 4 eyes to have better perception to find enemies. I shot some bottles to impress Sunny Smiles, went to Good Spring Cemetery to get a snow globe for easy caps. I found my way to Nipton to be met by a cocky pinhead.
Who you calling pinhead?
On my way to Novak to complete an easy quest. I went up to the dinosaur to talk to Boone to get a quest to find out who sold his wife. He gave me his red beret to signal him when to shoot. After searching the town to find out it was Jeannie Mae Crawford, I told her to meet me in front of the dinosaur to find my contact lens. Boone gave her the quick scope of his life, talking with him about the bill of sale that Jeannie had in the main office. I leveled up and put all my skill points in the lockpick, and chose the Swift Learner perk to increase the amount of XP that I get. Next stop is Camp McCarran to get on the monorail to go to the strip. I went to the Lucky 38 to talk to Mr. House about getting the platinum chip. I also got another snow globe in the cocktail lounge in the building. I turned the 2 snow globes in that I had into Jane in the penthouse for an easy 4,000 caps. I talked with the Kings to get the quest GI Blues. The King told me that I needed to talk to Oris about why people were using him as a bodyguard. On our trip, we came across 4 people that he shot with only 3 bullets. Using my big brain, I questioned on his MLG stats, getting a double kill from people that are on different sides of the street. He told me that he had it set up from the start. Going back to the King, he told me that there were people at the old Mormon fort that I needed to talk to that were being attacked by people. They alluded to me that the Ensar were the people that attacked them. Talking with Julie Farkas in the old Mormon fort, she told me where I can go and get help for these men. She sent me to missionaries around the strip that would help me find out where the NCR was. I took a test to test my knowledge on the NCR. This led me to Elizabeth, the head of the NCR on the strip. She had told me that she had sent an envoy to talk with the Kings about helping people on the strip. Getting back with the King on what I found out, he just said that it was just all a misunderstanding. I leveled up 3 times on that quest. I put all my skill points into speech for another quest at the Atomic Wrangler that I was going to do later. Then for level 4, I put all my skill points into lockpick and grabbed the Black Widow perk for extra damage against male characters. And at level 5, I put all my skills into lockpick again. I went to the Atomic Wrangler to get a quest called Wang Dang Atomic Wrangler. This quest was a quick way for me to get closer to unlocking the cabinet that held the Gobi Campaign Scout rifle. I talked with Beatrix at the old Mormon fort about being an escort to get her to go to the Atomic Wrangler. Then I went to talk to San Diego to get a smooth talker. For the last thing that I had to do was I had to go to Mick and Ralph's and talk to Ralph about getting a holotape for a sex robot called Fisto. After receiving the holotape, I went to the other side of Freeside to get the robot. I had to unlock a tool cabinet that had a terminal access card that would allow me to access Fisto. After uploading the holotape to him, I told him to go to the Atomic Wrangler. Making it back to the Atomic Wrangler, I talked with James Garrett about my payment for the people and the robot that I got him. Talking to him about Fist, I passed a speech check to get some extra caps, and told him that he's already programmed for what he needs. Then I told him about Santiago and his smooth talker that he's looking for. Last but not least, Beatrix is the ghoul cowgirl that he needs. He alludes that the customer that wanted the ghoul cowboy actually wanted a man, not a woman. I guess even in the post-apocalyptic society there will always be perverts. After completing the quest, Wang Dang Atomic Wrangler, I leveled up again and put all my skill points into lockpick. For my perk, I chose Bloody Mess because of the extra damage that would come in handy later in the run. I needed just a little bit more XP to level up, so I went around finding locations. I made my way to Cottonwood Cove. I stopped just before at the Sniper's Nest for a fast travel spot later. Made my way over to the New Vegas Medical Clinic, the Crimson Caravan, the Gun Runners, and the NCR Sharecroppers Farm. This making me level up and putting enough points into lockpick that I could use a Tumblers Today magazine that I found in my travels. to finally unlock the cabinet. The rest of the points went into guns because you need a 75 skill to use the rifle. I went to the sniper's nest and used a Tumbler's magazine to increase my lockpick to 100 to finally get the rifle. After that, I went back to Primm to free Deputy Beagle to bring law and order back to Primm. However, he would not do it on his own. He had an idea that there was someone in the nearby correctional facility that would be a great fit for the job. That led me to the NCR correctional facility to speak with Myers about becoming the new sheriff of Primm. However, he would not do it unless he got a pardon from the NCR. So I had to get him a pardon at the Mojave Outpost headquarters before he would do it. Talking with Major Knight at the Mojave Outpost headquarters, he got him a pardon with Myers after passing a speech check because the sentence was close to ending. Getting back with Myers after talking with the Major, he assured me that he and his boys would keep Primm safe. I went back to Good Springs to complete one of the first quests of the game. I had to get rid of the powder gainers that were after Ringo. Asking Sunny Smiles if she would help me to take out the powder gainers, she didn't hesitate to help me. Shooting off Joe Cobb's arm and completing the quest, I leveled up by putting all my skill points into guns and taking the commando perk. Manny Vargas asked me to get rid of the ghoul problem at the old rocket test site. I had to remove the nightcan that were in the basement before the ghouls would leave. Talking with earlier Davison, I killed him and all the other nightkin so the ghouls would leave, but they weren't going to leave just yet. This was just the first step. They wanted access to the basement so that they could use the rockets that were there from before the war to fly away. Meeting with Chris Haversam, he wanted me to get 2 components so that they would leave the test site forever. I needed to get an Isotope 239 and a set of thrust modules. Starting with the Isotope 239, you could find it just on the outskirts of the test site on a scavenger and an advanced radiation suit. And for the thrust modules, I had to talk with Old Lady Gibson at the scrapyard to buy them off her. After finding those components, I made my way up the stairs to activate the launch sequence, leveling up and putting all my points into guns and speech, and getting the Mysterious Stranger perk. Going to Camp McCarran to talk with Major Daughtry about the fiends that are harassing his troops. I accepted 3 bounties to take out the most well-known fiends in the area. First was Cook Hook, who wielded a flamethrower and a flamer. Violet had dogs that guarded her, and then Driver Nephi had a golf club. I made sure that all their heads were not mangled so that I could collect the full bounty. Meeting back with him, I collected all the bounties for money and XP. After meeting with Major Daughtry, I made my way over to the Tops Casino to finally meet Benny. I leveled up and increased my speech and medicine. I used the Black Widow perk that I got earlier in the game so that I can gain access to his suite at the Tops Casino. Talking with him, I got access to his room where I found a Securitron called Yes Man. Deciding to side with Yes Man, I had to talk to all the major factions in the Mojave Desert. The Brotherhood of Steel was first on the list. I just had to get in the door using Veronica to talk to them. I talked with the Emeritus, killed the White Glove Society, Caesar, and Mr. House. Assisting an engineer by removing his head from his shoulders. Leveling up, I put points into speech, medicine. None of this will really affect the end of the game. And I took Action Girl 2 for extra action points to assist me in the final moments of the game. I made it to the Liggets camp. Before he could talk to me, I got some early damage on him to make the fight easier. He came running up to me and started talking in riddles. So I told him that his mask would look good on my trophy case. I killed him and then his guards that were around him. Then Captain Oliver came bursting through the door, trying to get me to stand down. However, I had some friends that had something to say about that. A group of Securitrons rode up behind him, telling him that he should stand down. He didn't take kindly to that, so I had to kill him and all the NCR troopers. You can beat Fallot New Vegas only using the Gobi Campaign Scout rifle. I would like to thank everyone who watched the video to the very end. Please take the time to comment, like, and subscribe.
the sight of your own blood?
You thought you could hide from me?
Sight of your own blood?
You like the sight of your own blood? You...